On the edge of a sleepy village stood whispering woods. The trees there were ancient, their branches heavy with years. They had seen it all, heard it all, and they whispered their secrets to those who listened, but the whispers were not easy to understand. They came as riddles, puzzles to be solved. Only those with open hearts and sharp minds could decipher their meaning. Many villagers feared the woods, calling them eerie and strange. They preferred the comfort of their homes to the mysteries of the trees. But not everyone felt that way. Finn was a quiet boy, more comfortable with books than people. He loved stories of daring heroes and magical quests. Yet, he never imagined himself in one. Finn lived with his grandmother, who often spoke of the wood's wisdom. She told him the trees held answers, but only for those brave enough to seek them. Finn, though timid, was also curious. One day, a strange stillness fell over the village. The air grew heavy, the birds stopped singing. A shadow seemed to fall over everything, a darkness that chilled the heart. It was then that the village elder, a weathered old man named Edgar, announced the terrible news. A curse had befallen their village. Edgar spoke of a wilting blight, slowly draining the life from their crops and livestock. He said it was the Whispering Woods, angered by their neglect, seeking retribution. Fear gripped the villagers. Their once bountiful harvests dwindled. The laughter of children playing in the fields faded. The village, once vibrant with life, grew quiet, shrouded in fear and despair. Edgar, desperate, declared that only by appeasing the woods could they lift the curse. He called for a volunteer, someone brave enough to venture into the Whispering Woods and seek the forest's forgiveness. Silence met his plea. No one dared to move except for Finn. Section 4. Into the Unknown. His grandmother's stories echoed in his ears. He thought of his village, his home, slowly withering away. Gathering his courage, Finn stepped forward. His heart pounded like a drum in his chest. Edgar, his eyes filled with a flicker of hope, gave Finn a worn, leather-bound book. "This belonged to my grandfather," he said, his voice hoarse. "It holds the key to understanding the wood's whispers." With a deep breath, Finn entered the Whispering Woods. The sunlight, dappled and hesitant, painted strange shadows on the forest floor. He felt a presence all around him, watching, waiting. The wind rustled the leaves, and Finn could have sworn he heard his name whispered on the breeze. Section 5. The Wisdom of the Woods. What has no voice but can still speak? A voice, soft as the rustling leaves, surrounded Finn. He looked around, his heart pounding. He remembered his grandfather's book and realized this was the forest speaking to him, testing him. He thought of the stories, the riddles his grandmother used to tell him. With a nervous gulp, he spoke. "Is it a book?" The forest sighed, a sound like 1,000 leaves falling to the ground. "Indeed, young one, you have ears to hear." And so began Finn's journey through the Whispering Woods. He faced each challenge with a mix of fear and determination, deciphering the forest's riddles, guided by the wisdom of the trees and the stories of old. He learned of bravery, not in the absence of fear, but in the face of it. He learned of friendship, not just with other humans, but with the natural world around him. He learned to listen, truly listen, not just with his ears, but with his heart.